Hey gang, Amrasil here. As you can see, I am playing the Shimakaze in a mixed tier match. So I'm top tier. Got 10s, 9s, and even a little bit of tier 8 in this match. I've spawned center. And there is no CV. So, as a general rule, although there are exceptions, as a general rule, I try to, when playing a DD, help at whatever camp I happen to spawn nearest, and in this case that's in the center of the map. So I'm going to push up and see what I can do here. In terms of the enemy DD lineup, we've got a Gearing, a Z52, a Lightning, and a Kagero that I might run into up here. Z52, of course, has the long-range Hydro that lasts a very long time. Gearing has pretty decent guns and torpedoes that you don't spot until they're almost right on top of you. It's relatively speaking, Shimakaze torps are spotted from the moon. Lightning, which is a very good ship, pretty decent guns. The torpedo range is not great for high tiers these days with the proliferation of 12-kilometer Russian radar. Yes, I know it doesn't last very long, but if it lights you up and half of their team can fire on you and those players have any sense, you can lose a lot of hit points in that 25 seconds or so. And Kagero, which has a fantastic detection radius and very hard-hitting torpedoes. So, I've pushed up almost to the Bravo cap here. I've got a Des Moines and a Yamato behind me. Presumably the Yamato's got his guns trained much farther downrange, maybe on that Bismarck. I've got 15 seconds till my torpedoes come back up. I can see from the radio location indicator, or radio position finder, depending upon how long you've been playing this game, that there's something right there. And something right there. So that tells me we probably have more than one DD here. You can see the Lightning is over at the Charlie cap. This Kagero, he's, I'm not sure what he's thinking, to be honest with you. He's just pushing right at me. I can see a Des Moines back there, and he's going to be able to get guns on me here pretty soon. And if he's paying attention, he probably will. Now, why this Kagero is pushing right at me is beyond me. He's only able to use his front guns. I'm able to get all 6 of mine on him. Now somebody else is starting to take some interest in me. I can see some shells coming my way. Go ahead and repair. Here come the torpedoes. And down goes Kagero. I'm out of range of the Des Moines radar at this point. Indicator is still pointing in that direction, so I'm not sure whether excuse me, whether the Des Moines is the closest thing or not. You can see that there are some more torpedoes coming. I'm just gonna swing the ass into the ship around a little bit. There we go. And Des Moines seems to be headed this way, so I'm going to ask for some help. Our Des Moines finishes off their Bismarck, and the bad guys are down 2 ships early. It's tricky to push into a Des Moines in a Shimakaze. So I'm going to try and keep my distance. Put torpedoes in that gap. I'll save 1 set. Chances are good that Des Moines is focused on what's going on south of him and isn't going to be paying a whole lot of attention to me. The real threat in terms of the Des Moines, at least in my opinion, is that he's liable to radar me. So I have to keep an eye on who might be able to get guns on me in the event that he does. I think I'd probably be safe from his shells given his position. But yeah, who else might be here? Now lightning, you can see the last known position on that was at, what, Echo 7? But I have a feeling lightning is headed this way. So I'm playing cautiously. You can see there's the, yeah, there's lightning. Looks like he's going to run north of that island, and Des Moines has got me radared. Nothing can shoot me right now, so I'm going to go ahead and start contesting this cap. Well, I guess maybe Thunderer could shoot me, if so inclined. We'll throw torpedoes out there in the off chance that I can catch the lightning coming around that corner. And you can hear the shells landing behind me there, so I'll just get a move on. I don't want to get caught by blind fire and have the cap get reset. I'm going to swing the ship around here. And be facing toward my Le Fantasque, who is apparently coming to help me. So he and I, or this player and I, are both nearly full health. I'm detected. There's the lightning. You can see he's got less than 10,000 hit points. Now, I'll tell you a little story about the lightning player here in a second. Now we lose our lightning. Pretty obvious he's reversing, which has allowed me to land, well, 7 blind fire shells in the last 2 volleys. Use the radio location indicator there. That's that little curved line just above the reticule. It's giving me an idea of the general direction of his ship. There he is. Here come his torpedoes. Don't think I can avoid them, at least not all of them, so I'm just going to throw it in reverse. If I eat one, I do. And down he goes. Now I've got these torps coming directly at me. Let's see if I can't. Yeah, okay, so the story about that lightning player. So he squared off against me and the Shimakaze and this other player in the Le Fantasque, and I didn't think anything of it. I mean, he was just completely outclassed in terms of gun power. The Le Fantasque has a pretty decent gun suite, and then Shima's isn't decent. I mean, the reload's slow, and the turret traverse is glacial, but they hit hard. So anyway, I get out of the game, and there was a long nastygram from that player talking about how I just like to sit in my overpowered tier 10 ship and dumpster while playing tier 8 ships. I don't have a life, etc., etc., etc. Really ugly stuff. And why do I tell you that story? Well, I tell you that story basically just to say, don't be that guy. The guy pushed into a situation where he was just completely overmatched. I mean, he didn't really have a chance in terms of a gunfight, trying to fight in his lightning against Shima, and Le Fantasque was just kind of a nutty proposition. And if you do find yourself in a situation where you are outgunned and your ship gets sunk, don't be that ugly person that sends people nasty gram messages in the port. No reason for that. Anyhow, back to the game. You can say St. Louis is, or Saint Louis is pushing up. We're down 5 ships. The bad guys are down 5 ships. We do have a bit of a points lead, and that's because we have managed to secure cap control on Bravo and Charlie. We did lose Alpha, but having 2 caps to 1 is a definite advantage. And the team seems to be doing fairly well. Now, our Bismarck, Des Moines, they are both in, well, they're getting themselves into a crossfire situation. Saint Louis can fire on the Bismarck on his broadside. If he turns against that, he's got the Georgia that's putting shells into his side, which looks like what he's doing. And somewhere out there is a Mino. He may be smoked up, and you can see the Z-52 now on the minimap. So why am I sitting here? Well, because I'm trying to make sure that they don't take the Bravo cap. It's a risk with San Luis out there, but if I can get rid of this gearing, that's a big deal. Yeah, took a little bit of damage there. Just smoke up. Hope maybe my shells will finish off that gearing. Oh, cut him with a torp. Even better. Now I have to watch out for potential gearing torpedoes here. So I'm just going to clear out of the smoke. Throw some torpedoes out in front of the San Luis in the off chance that he pushes into the cap. We've still got 6, well now 5 ships. They've got 5 ships. You can see that I've done just shy of 23,000 damage, but I have managed to finish off 3 ships. And, you know, that's really important. If you get a chance to finish off a ship, even if you're in a Japanese torpedo destroyer, do it. Now that gearing, yeah, he was really banged up, but this game doesn't degrade your offensive capability when you're damaged. He still had a full suite of torpedoes, and he could easily have sunk any of our ships with those torpedoes. So taking the opportunity to finish him off was the right thing to do. So don't be afraid to use your guns when you're playing a destroyer in a situation like that, especially if you have smoke and the ability to hide if you need it. Now you can see that somebody is in the Bravo cap, which tells me the San Luis is probably in that corner, as the La Fantasque is pointing out. Now if he pushes straight at me and catches me, my ship is not going to be able to hold up against that. So I've got to clear out. If they get the cap, they get the cap. We've got 269 point lead, a little bit more than that this second. I'm just going to do what damage I can here while trying to ensure that I don't get sunk. There's the San Luis. And those are dual purpose torps. Might land on Lion, might land on the Veneto. Depends upon what Lion does. If he pushes forward, I maybe have a chance at hitting him. You can see Veneto was continuing to take damage there. And since he smoked up, that allows me to be able to fire out. Yeah, I'm not hitting anything, but I'm certainly trying. Okay, so Veneto goes down to some shells from our Georgia. We've got 5 ships. They've got 4. But they now have the cap advantage. But they're in a position now where they kind of have, they're going to have any chance of winning, they have to push, which is going to put them in, well, it puts them in a bad spot. You can see that our Minotaur, the enemy Minotaur is up there. The Lion finishes off our Georgia. Now it's 4 ships to 4 ships, but we have a huge points lead. So it's a question now just hanging on. That Minotaur is still up there. The Z-52 is still up there. And the San Luis and the Lion are now in the B cap and doing what they can to hang on to that. 6 minutes, 27 seconds remain. Still time for them to win it, but a lot of things will have to go their way. Our La Fantasque player seems to know what he's doing. I'll take this opportunity to point out that that Z-52 is still a big threat. Oh, he really threaded the needle. But he's down to 410 hit points. Great name, John Choctaw. San Luis is probably going to accelerate out of the possibility of hitting him with torps. But our Brindisi takes down their Z-52. La Fantasque is out there. he's way out there. trying to get a fire started. There we go. Now if he repairs that and Lion smacks him, just gonna let it burn. Not doing a lot of damage, but I'm just trying to help the Lion. And the Lion finishes him off. So now it's 4 ships to 2. This thing's all but over. Our Brindisi is in the Alpha Cap taking that. And although there's still quite a bit of time left on the clock, this has kind of reached the stage where we're just mopping up. Now, certainly we could still lose. Their Lion could, well, if he comes around that corner in time, could get a broadside shot on our Lion. He's liable to sink him. So you never want to say the game is over until it's actually over. Brindisi has secured the Alpha Cap for our team. La Fantasque is moving into the Bravo Cap, and our Lion does indeed go down to fire damage. Now I don't want to get spotted by that Mino. I am going to flood this gap with some torpedoes. It seems likely they know I'm here. I mean, I was just firing on their Saint Louis from this position, so they probably are well aware that I'm sitting out here. But if nothing else, I can provide spotting for my team. Okay, so there's Mino, and I think my torpedoes are not going to get there in time. You can see our La Fantasque saying he's going to YOLO the guy. You can see my reply, just don't die. And then our Georgia says, no need to win harder. A lot of teams will do that. They've already got a game in the bag, and they're trying to pull one more heroic move and get themselves blapped. Fortunately for us, this La Fantasque player seems to really know what he's doing, but you just never know. We're down to 3 ships. They've got 2 ships. We're about to secure a second cap, which will give us a cap advantage again. But the Mino has pushed right into La Fantasque, and you can see his surprise about that. Lion goes down to some torps from La Fantasque. Well, this is all over but the shouting. Thanks a lot for watching. Really appreciate it. See you next time.